So I've been planning a 35-day trip to Japan, and my aspiration is to do it all with just one backpack. I wanted to make this video to talk a little bit about what I'm bringing with me and the rationale behind it. Now first off, we need a good bag. This is a high-quality water-resistant bag sold on ltcstore.com, and it's made so that it perfectly fits under the airline seat in front of you. This is important because in order for it to qualify as a personal item and not a carry-on luggage, it needs to be able to fit under the seat in front of you. The water resistance is important because in case it rains, I need my stuff to stay relatively dry. And of course, I bought this bag because a lot of the storage and holding areas are exactly what I need for my trip. This obviously isn't a guide, this is just what I'm planning to do, so if you want to copy me, your mileage may vary. Now let's get packing. Now before we start folding clothes and putting them inside, I wanted to go over a couple of the features of this bag and the reason why I bought it. First of all, we have the front pocket. It opens like a door, and in my opinion is perfect for toiletries, which will be my use for it. Next, we have the sunglasses pocket. Perfect for, you guessed it, sunglasses. Then we have the main compartment of the bag. Oh, that's weird. How'd this perfectly balanced tea get in here? Let me just get a quick sip of my coffee. This may be one thing that some find limiting, is the main area is not all that large. There's also a zipper pocket back here for something, I don't know. Next, we have the battery bank pocket on the side here. You can also leave a cord poked through so that you can charge devices outside of your bag. Next, we have the laptop area, which is an accordion style pouch, perfect for putting your laptop and other gear inside. And my raincoat will be on the top of this pouch so that I have easy access to it in case it suddenly starts storming. And finally, there's a small secret pocket built for passports. It's RFID blocking and can hold anything that you're kind of afraid somebody might easily be able to rifle through your bag and steal. Unless obviously they know what bag this is already and they just know where to look. Now to packing. For packing, I have a very simple setup. 3 pairs of pants, 1 exercise shirt, socks and underwear, base layers, a raincoat / windbreaker, 3 different shirts, and a 100% polyester dress shirt for formal occasions. I'll also have a few tech items with me, mainly just the essentials. For instance, charging, data, and microphone equipment for videos. I will only be bringing a couple of toiletry items, and the reason for this is I want to limit the amount of liquids that I have with me on the plane. This will technically be the only liquid that I have with me that I need to declare. I'll also have a necktie, a bag for laundry, and 4 of these compression cubes, which is how I'm going to store my clothes. We'll look at how these work in a minute. Alright, it's time to start folding. This is actually a relatively difficult process trying to fit everything in properly. The main thing is getting your clothes to fit comfortably within your compression cube before it's compressed. Now, your pants will likely have to be refolded. In my case, more of a tri-fold works better. This is a compression cube. Before you try to put your clothes in, always make sure that your compression cube is unzipped and uncompressed. And make sure that the waist of your pants are on opposite sides in order to balance the thickness. This probably won't compress very well, but we'll push it as far as I can reasonably do. Alright, that's 1 cube down. As you can see, this is 2 pairs of pants condensed pretty much as slim as they can possibly be. Next, we'll work with the shirts and the base layers. In my case, I find it best to lay the shirts out, fold them so that the chest is in the middle, and fold twice over. As you can see, this is almost the exact size of the packing cube. With collared shirts, I like putting the collar, the front facing down, try to get everything very flat. Roll the sleeves over, fold it towards the halfway mark. Next, fold half. As you can see, I didn't get it perfectly flat, which requires a little bit of correcting. We want to make sure we correct it so that it doesn't wrinkle. Next collared shirt, once again, we want to be face down. And it's time for our final shirt. Alright, now with that out of the way, we want to see how many we can reasonably fit in one of these packing cubes. As you can see, we're uncompressed. This is 3. Now I'm putting the 4th shirt in. And this is what it looks like uncompressed. I think we'll go ambitious with this one and try fitting all 4 shirts and the base layers in. If not, we can always take something out. Now this is a thick pack. Let's see if we can compress it. Wow, look at how much smaller we managed to make it. This is especially shocking considering that most of these shirts were polyester and already pretty thin to begin with. But we still have our pants and our socks and underwear to deal with. I intentionally left the pants off to the side because they're thicker and they take up more space, which means that these smaller items should be able to fit around them better. We'll put the biggest thing in first. And as you can see, the pants already take up a significant amount of room. Knotted socks do not compress or fit as well as plain socks. All right, I think that's all we need to fit in for now. As you can see, it's pretty thick. Let's see how much we can compress it. All right, we finished, and I'd say that's a pretty decent amount of saving. Now for our last compression sack. This one is more for odds and ends, and I'm intentionally leaving it pretty loose. As you can see, this one's not nearly as thick as our other ones, and there's plenty of room in here in case I buy some clothes and I need to carry them, or in case I need to shed layers and I need to carry those layers. There are a few reasons for using compression sacks. One reason is, of course, to compress the air out of your clothes so that they take up less space. But you could also employ different folding techniques like rolling in order to remove a lot of that air. The main reason why I'm using them is for organizational purposes. I know that this one has pants, this one has shirts, and this one has other items. This makes it really useful if you only need one thing out of the bottom of your bag. You can pull the individual cube out, take what you need out, repack the cube, instead of having to repack your entire bag just because you needed something out of the bottom of it. All right, with our now finished bags, it's time to fit them in. I like having two of my pouches facing face up so that they look something like this. Next, I put the last one on its side, like that. The main goal here is to make sure that none of the zippers are overburdened. This is so that we can reduce strain on the backpack, but also so that it's easier to open and close any of the compartments in case we need something out of them. You might remember a time when you packed your bag so tight that you just couldn't get the zippers open because there was so much force pulling against the zippers. That's what we want to avoid. We want to make sure that we can get to anywhere in the bag at any time, anywhere. Next, I'll slip my laptop in where it goes. As you remember, it goes in the accordion style pack. And then this one will actually go all the way down at the bottom there. It needs to stay thin no matter what in order to not create too much strain against the bottom of these zippers. Next, we'll put in our laundry bag. It came with one of my bag sets, and basically the idea behind it is you can wrap it in like this and twist it together and lock it, and this makes for a relatively airtight seal on your dirty laundry. Just make sure if you're packing like me, remember to put the thing that you were going to put at the bottom first, so that you don't have to unpack. There we go, that lives at the very bottom. Now that we got that sorted, we'll put a couple of tech items in. The battery bank will go here, and we'll put a cable, and this cable will connect to it, slip around here, and just barely poke out on the end so that anytime you need to charge, you can just pull on this cable and charge. This is one of the pockets that if you put too much in here, it does stress a lot. This is just about as much pressure as I would leave this having on it, so that it's easy to still open if you need to get in here, but it is strained a little bit because there's so much in the main compartment. Next, we'll put a couple things in the door. Obviously, I'll get a toothbrush case and everything, but basically, toothbrush would go here, deodorant here, and I like having my cord and charger over there. And that's about it for that. I'm planning on buying some toiletries when I get there. This is so that I can bring as few liquids as possible so that I don't have to deal with the TSA on that. And also, most of the stuff I would use is disposable travel things anyway, so there's no reason for me to buy it here if I can just get it there. Next, for the last two tech items, my mic setup and my mobile storage. These will just go in the accordion pocket, like so. Then we have to think about my dress shirt and my raincoat. We'll start with the raincoat. With this raincoat, all we really need to do is a very simple roll. We'll zip it up so it doesn't move on us, fold the arms in, fold the top in, and we'll fold it just shy of the center. And then we'll roll it from this end. Nice and uniform. Next, we need to take care of the dress shirt. Much like the raincoat, we want to make sure that it's buttoned up for the most part, and that everything is in line the way we want it. Fold the arms over first, and try to make sure they're as flat as possible. Next, turn one end over, very softly, Turn the other end over very softly. Try to get any wrinkles out now so that they don't become a problem later. And what we're going to do in order to minimize hard folds is we're actually going to wrap it around this container. And it will go into the bag just like this. All right, we're almost done already. This, as I said, goes in just like this. You want to make sure everything is not too tight. And zipper it around. And then this, we want to have easy access to. So, it just sits right at the top like so. And I think that's it. Obviously you can bring more if you want, and there's a couple things that are undecided that I may end up bringing with me after all. But yeah, this is it. It comes in at just under 20 pounds and super luggable, has pretty much everything that you need. And I think that's it for the video. If you liked this video, give it a like. If not, there's always buttons for that. And I'm hoping to be able to make a couple of videos while I'm in Japan. So if you're excited about that, get subscribed. You know, might be some future content along the way. And I hope this has been helpful to somebody. I mean, this isn't really a hiking video, but you know, happy hiking.